Get your ugly ass off my.
By far the dumbest lawsuit I ever heard in my fucking life. It's a fucking robot. Metal. It's not living nor breathing. It's just programmed to be a fucking prick.
So a few days ago, I made a TikTok talking about the LGBTQ plus community. Basically, in my video, I
Listen. What's this got to do with God, right? But hear this. If that's your interpretation of a God or your God, then fuck your God and fuck you, you dumb fucking bigot.
Hey, Papa. Hello. It's my baby. So, as of today, I won't be doing any more videos of my big baby that you see in this video. Simply because my big baby is not feeling well. No. And it seems the cancer that he has is getting to him a lot. So as a result, and out of fairness for him, I won't begrudge him to put any more videos or like my phone in front of him anymore. It's for him, you know. But other than that, it's been abysmal. Pretty much, and I agree. But you know, if you were to ask her in real life of that, she'll just flat out deny it and just say, "Oh, what do you mean? I'm not hateful. I have gay friends. Oh, I like everybody. What do you mean? I'm not MAGA." That's how much I kind of picture it in my head of how she would react towards this comment. But yeah, that's what. No, it's all we need to know already. You know, she is, whether she wants to realize it or admit to it, but she is MAGA. You know, because how many times we heard that argument before already from them, and now you and her. It's kind of fucking stupid. But then again, all of them, including her, are stupid in general.
Did you know invisible terror arrived through the mail just days after September?
It was anthrax. After 9/11, someone put anthrax in letters that was spread out to the Pentagon, Capitol, the Capitol building, and the White House at that time. And it was like almost several months after 9/11. Well, it's entirely up to you. As long as you're cognizant enough of what you're doing or strategizing out how you were able to move by yourself or whatever the case may be, then yeah, you're more welcome to move to the city, you know? I can't stop you nor anybody. I don't have a magical wand to forbid people to come to this fucking city to move in, you know? But other than that, you know, as long as you have a plan, you know what you're doing, you know where you want to live, then you'll be all right, you know. But as long as if you have a plan, which entails these days, unfortunately, money, you know. I hate to be the bearer of bad news with that.
This was my face this morning when I heard that Jasmine Crockett has officially thrown her hat in the ring for the...
Look, I'll just say this plainly and succinctly, and that's this. It's been a year since the presidential election, and we're still having this fucking problem about this constant infighting of who's a great candidate to run for this and that, this and that, this and that. My God, man. Because what I noticed mostly for the past year on here and everywhere is that when women politicians, particularly women of color, if they happen to decide to run for any particular office, doesn't really matter. For some fucking reason, it's always the same people that get so mad about it. I wonder why.
Not everyone's gonna like you, and that's fucking fine. Get over it. Literally get the fuck over it. Oh, boo.
Alright, no issues to this creator, but yeah, she has a point. Like, frankly, I have lost track of how many times I've been rejected to a lot of things from people or certain places and whatnot. I can say here and now, I just don't give a fuck anymore. Yeah, because I realized something now in the last few weeks. It's better to focus on more important things, as per to, let's say, you get mad or flustered in some certain things, in certain aspects, as long as it's legitimate as to why you're getting upset. But whereas to the minuscule things about people liking you or not, I just don't give a fuck anymore. I don't care. I really don't give a fuck. If people are gonna be bothered by the way how I speak, let alone espouse what comes out of my fucking mouth, bye. Because I see it as this: if I'm not causing harm to you or intruding into your fucking life, right? Your words or whatever you say as a way to insult me or reject me, whatever, it's not really gonna hinder me anymore. Because as I will say it loudly, I just don't give a fuck. I don't. And I feel better with that, knowing that I just don't give a fuck. But my point with this video, right, when life, has you down and really upset by a lot, especially with regards to people and people's bullshit, just don't give a fuck. Really. Because yet again, like, I'll reiterate it, right? If you're not causing any harm to anybody, and if people are treating you like that by rejecting you, by whatever it may be, who gives a fuck? That's my advice.
You know what I hate about trans people? Nothing. Nothing. Well, except for the fact...
You scare me for a minute. But yeah, you're right. Trans people are awesome people. Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. Can't really disagree with you. I just don't really take it, as much with my anger with that. Because it's like that in real life as well, too. Well, at least in my experience lately. And there's no point of getting argumentative with them, because if people want to be ignorant about anything, let alone about a place and whatnot, let them live and learn, and let them be in ignorance as much as they want to. Can't force people to change their own perspectives and own minds, let alone opinions. But then again, if they get their opinions from the internet that is not really true, well, that says more on the person, not the person that's critiquing them as believing a stupid fucking opinion or an ignorant opinion that isn't rooted in reality. But I digress. It's the way it is these days.
If you do any of these things that I'm about to mention in the video, you're a fucking loser. I don't care what you say, you're a loser.
Wow. The first thing that he said, right, really encapsulated with me, because it reminded me how I was with my ex a couple years ago. And that dude didn't really give two shits about me, and let alone, took advantage of me over all the nice generosity that I fucking did over the years with him. And yet, it didn't matter in the end, because he was more like a, attention seeking, and all I did was give, and he didn't do nothing in return. But I really don't give a fuck anymore. But I just had to make this because the first thing that he said, again, really reminded me of my old fucking relationship. Look, don't date anybody that don't give a shit about you, and in retrospect, find someone that will actually appreciate you and like to have your presence around every single day. Yeah, men are complicated. Fucking ridiculous. Dating where I live is very hard. Yeah, you know. No wonder so many people in this fucking town are single or like to cheat, you know. And it's not even with straight people, you know. This applies to gay men as well. Not everyone, but most. Yeah. Again, true. And we all know why that is, you know. Kind of sounds like, you know, them being racist. But, you know, we could go back and forth with the arguments and whatnot, but it's kind of rooted in racism, you know, regardless of whatever justifications they may have or whatnot about why they shouldn't, you know, said politicians shouldn't run and whatnot. At the end of the day, it's their criticism are kind of like the semblance of, you know, a lot of racist assholes when they talk about people of color and disparage them as how they are and what they look like. This is why we can never have any meaningful dialogue or discourse anywhere these days, especially on the left, because there's always so many fucking problems with this about the purity fucking test.